I chose a piece of news from the BBC News Health channel. The title, the headline is "How Can Magic Help Stroke Survivors?" And it was released on the 11th of October, I think. And the reporter is Lorna Stewart. First of all, I would like to introduce to you the term stroke, because sometimes it's tricky. A stroke is just like, well, if there's any doctor or nurse in the room, probably because maybe I say something wrong. The blood is blocked, so it cannot reach any part of the brain, okay? And there are two types of strokes. One of them, this is really tiny, but I hope you can see it. An ischemic stroke, that is the most frequent one, and it happens because there's a clot that prevents the blood to reach any farther, okay? So the blood doesn't travel inside the vessel. And in the other one, in the hemorrhagic stroke, it's like a bleeding inside the brain. The vessel breaks and starts to bleed, okay? So any of them could be a cause of the stroke. So in the news, they say that the news is a very short video, it's only 2 minutes and a half, but they start with a magician performing some tricks, and if you take a closer look to the audience, maybe you realize that they are elderly people, and then the reporter says that they have had a stroke, or they have suffered a stroke. And on the news also, the magician explains that they are all small magic tricks, but they were especially picked up to build up the strength and to recover the mobility on the upper limbs. Because, you know, when people who suffer a stroke, they usually lose the ability to speak, but also they lose the mobility on the lower limbs, and also on the upper limbs. So, also during the news, there's an occupational therapist talking about how there are a lot of work published, scientific work, articles, talking about how the lower limbs may be recovered with some kind of physiotherapy exercises, but there is not so much work published on how to improve the mobility on your upper limbs. So she also points out that it is good not only for your physical condition, but it's also good for your memory, because when you learn how to perform a magic trick, you need to learn the sequence and all the steps you have to follow to get the trick right. And it's also good for your psychological condition, because when you get it, you have a self-achievement feeling. Okay, so you would like to share and to show the trick to your friends or to your family, because this is another way to fight against, not only to fight against or to recover from the consequences of the stroke. It is also a way to avoid depression, because most people that have had a stroke, then they are more likely to suffer from depression. So this was only a pilot study, so it would prove successful. It would help a lot of people to improve their mobility. So there's another real study, scientific study I wanted to show you that was published last week. I don't know where it would be. I don't know, is it here? Well, no, this is not it, but anyway. It's from a journal that is called, from the American Association of Heart. Actually, the journal is called Stroke. And they claim that chronic stress and depression could be one of the causes of stroke. But what did they do? They follow up a population of over 6,700 people. The age were between 45 and 84 years old. And they follow up them for 7 years, I think. And there were 200 incidents, they call them incidences, but strokes. And they found out that those that were suffering from chronic stress had a 56% higher risk to have a stroke. Okay, this is not really good science, I would say, because they checked in the population that had the strokes, how many of them had also chronic stress. But, but that doesn't mean that the cause of the stroke was the chronic stress. Okay, so sometimes it's really tricky to understand the figures they show in the scientific papers. And then if this is a bit scary for you, you can check in this website. They have this heart age calculator. I did it myself. I am 41, but my heart is 26, so they ask you for some data like your blood pressure, I mean your height or whatever. It's easy to do. So I will hand out. I think it's in the handout. It will come. So there are some questions just to answer. First, of course, the age. If you are a male or a female, or a woman or a man, or
oh my God, you mentioned the handout. I should have made copies. Oh my God.
Have you ever smoked? Okay, some questions that may help you to know which is really the age of your heart. Okay, and finally,
the age of the
helps you to know your heart age. Or something like that. Okay,
or which?
The age of your heart is. Which the age of your heart is. Okay. And finally, I found a website that is called Magic Therapy. So I brought you, if you wish, to do a magic trick that is related to therapy. So this is meant to be done with a note or with a bill, but I'm not rich enough to do it. So I brought you a paper, and you need 2 paper clips. They are here. Okay. So this is what you have to do. You have to. I wrote down some signs just to make. This is like telling you the secret, but okay. It's fine. So you have to fold the paper over. You have to join this mark, the cycle, let's say, the cycle with the cycle, and place the paper clip, clamp it on one side, okay? Well, it is already drawing here. It's already drawing there. So, this is the first one, okay? To yours, okay? Now, you turn the paper over, right? It is called the linking clips, now you will know why. And you fold the other edge to the other mark, okay? And there's also a mark here. You have to clamp the paper clip again. And now you have to have, but only 2 papers, okay? You have to leave a channel, like a channel, on both sides. So both paper clips, they don't touch each other, and you don't flatten these sides here, okay? Like this. You have to be able to see it through. Okay? Okay? Yes, like that. Only one? Okay. I think it will work. Let's see. Now you have to pull, then, okay, part, and then look what happened. Both clips should jump off, and they should be linked. Okay? Maybe I didn't explain it well enough. I don't know what to show. So, what do you work with this trick? Well, you are working with your thumb, okay, with your index and with your long finger, And these 3 fingers I use to hold a pen. So this is a way to help people who suffer a stroke to write again. Okay? And also you need eye and hand coordination to fold the paper the right way. Okay? And also you work dexterity. Cristina knows about that, I think. It has to use your left side and your right side. And that was it. You have questions?
Wow.